Why is there a hotel receipt in your jacket? My wife snapped, holding up a crumpled piece of paper in front of our entire family. The room went silent. Forks stopped clinking against plates. What are you talking about? I asked, my voice catching in my throat. My brother leaned back, smirking like he'd been waiting all night for this. Looks like someone finally got caught. My wife stood up so fast her chair scraped the floor. Tell me the truth. Right now. I had never seen that receipt in my life. And what happened in the next 10 minutes would change everything about my marriage and who I thought I could trust. My name is Danielle Carter. I'm 36 years old, a hospital administrator, the kind of job where nobody notices you until something falls apart. I've been married 11 years to a woman I believed I knew completely. I always thought family loyalty mattered most, so I was the peacemaker, the one who smoothed things over and gave up what I needed so everyone else felt okay. I wasn't rich or glamorous, but I had something they didn't expect. From the outside, my marriage looked steady. Underneath, something had been cracking for a long time, and I hadn't let myself look at it. If you've spent years holding everyone together, you know how heavy that gets. If you've ever been blamed for something you didn't do, you know exactly the cold shock I felt that night. As someone you trusted ever turned on you in front of everyone you love? Tell me in the comments, and hit that hype button before we keep going. The dinner had started normal, the smell of rosemary and garlic filling the house. Everyone laughing about something from my niece's school play. Then my wife walked in holding my old jacket, her face already changing. Whose receipt is this? She asked, hand shaking. I have never seen that before. I said, and I meant it. Don't lie to me, she said. My brother leaned in. Come on, just admit it. We all kind of saw this coming. That sentence hit harder than the receipt did. My aunt whispered to my cousin. My mother-in-law looked away. Nobody asked me a real question. They had already decided. My wife moved out 3 days later, saying she needed space. I didn't fight her, because trust shaken like that doesn't repair itself with words. I dug through our bank statements and found the charge had gone through a card linked to our shared family account, one my brother also had access to. A friend in hotel security pulled up footage as a favor. It wasn't me on that screen. It was someone using information connected to my name. By then the story had already spread. Distant relatives were texting each other. Someone posted a vague comment online, and even without my name in it, everyone knew exactly who they meant. The weeks that followed were some of the loneliest of my life. My family stopped inviting me to gatherings. My brother told anyone who'd listen he'd always had a feeling about me. My mother-in-law pushed my wife toward divorce immediately. Every time I tried to explain, I was met with rolled eyes, like my words were noise. I had driven through snowstorms for my brother. I had paid my mother-in-law's car repairs without asking for thanks. And the moment I needed someone to believe me, not one of them did. There were nights I sat alone wondering if I'd been a fool for caring about people who never cared back the same way. But I refused to let that loneliness turn into surrender. I started writing everything down, every date, every transaction, every inconsistency. While they grew louder in their judgment, I grew quieter and more focused. The deeper I looked, the more things didn't add up. The receipt's timestamp didn't match my actual work trip. The card wasn't even one I usually carried. And every time the hotel came up, my brother got fidgety, glancing at his phone, changing the subject too fast. What they didn't know was that I had a plan they never saw coming. I started collecting emails and old account records, small details stacking up like puzzle pieces finally finding their edges. A truth was waiting underneath all of it, and I intended to find it. Around then I reconnected with a former mentor from my hospital years, calm and sharp, who had taught me how to handle crisis without losing composure. If you want people to believe you, she said, you have to show them something they can't argue with. Together we built a timeline, cross-referencing logins, transactions, and device records. A pattern formed, one I didn't want to believe but couldn't ignore. You're not trying to destroy anyone, she reminded me. You're trying to find the truth. It will do the rest on its own. While I worked quietly, my family celebrated what they thought was my downfall. My wife had already started drafting divorce paperwork. But I wasn't panicking anymore. Something steadier had settled into my chest, a quiet certainty the truth was close. When everything was ready, my mentor arranged a meeting with a fraud investigator she trusted. We invited the family under the excuse of clearing the air. They arrived expecting an apology. Instead, folders hit the table. "These are the login records tied to the account used for that hotel charge," the investigator said. Then came emails showing my brother accessing financial details connected to my identity. Then the booking, processed from a device that was never in my possession. Then the security footage again, this time for everyone. The room went cold and silent. "You ruined my marriage," I said, looking straight at my brother. My voice didn't shake. "It's not what it looks like," he stammered. "There's been some misunderstanding." The investigator slid another folder across the table. "These say otherwise." He'd been drowning in debt for over a year, hidden from everyone. He needed a distraction loud enough to pull attention away from his own mess. And my name made an easy shield. My wife sat frozen, hand over her mouth. The same family who'd whispered about me now turned on him instead. Every accusation against me collapsed in an instant. His credibility shattered the same way mine had weeks earlier. My wife turned to me, eyes glassy. "I'm so sorry. I should have trusted you." "I know," I said quietly. "But I'm still figuring out if trust like that really comes back the same way once it's broken." I chose something I hadn't expected to choose. I chose myself. My brother faced real consequences, legal and personal, for the fraud he built around me. Relatives who judged me so quickly now avoided eye contact. I started rebuilding my life with boundaries I should have set years earlier. My marriage remains something we're working through, with no guaranteed ending. But for the first time in a long while, I feel like I'm steering my own future. Betrayal cuts deepest when it comes from people you love, but it also teaches you who deserves to stay close. The receipt didn't destroy my marriage. The lie behind it revealed who truly valued the truth. If you've ever been falsely accused or humiliated by people who were supposed to trust you first, share your story in the comments. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. If this story meant something to you, hit that hype button so it reaches someone who needs it too. Your story has power, even the parts that feel too painful to say out loud. If you saw a piece of yourself in mine, subscribe and share your journey below. Thank you for being here and for listening all the way to the end. Together, we remind each other that the truth always finds its way to the surface.